everyone, welcome to your favorite podcast, the Curacast, where we discuss important issues that matter to high school students. I'm Mateo Rodas and I'm here with...
And I'm Yeji Choi. Today we'll be talking about an important topic that many students, high school students, is experiencing, which is social media. So, Mateo, which guest do we have today?
We have the one and only, needs no introduction. Drum roll, please. Mrs. Morales.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure for me to be here and talk about this important topic. And I am excited to be here.
Yes. So, Mateo, could you ask our first question about social media?
Mrs. Morales, the most important question, how can we make sure we're using social media wisely?
I think the first thing that we need to know is to have priorities in life. So when we think that social media is taking the first place and we are letting the important things out of our schedule or of our life, we need to rethink that.
I think that's true. Like social media, actually, I feel like many people are putting it as first place and they just only want to do that. So in order to kind of control that list, what do you think are some good habits to manage social media?
I think the first thing that we can do is to have like a time, a scheduled time, like I just have like a 30 minutes or 15 minutes of each app or platform of social media to have like a 15 minutes in each one or 30 minutes or at least 1 hour but you can set the time for your convenience in order to fulfill the other responsibilities.
Yes. Social media is really important and it has a lot of good uses, right? So what would you say are some of the advantages of it?
The advantages is that you can be connected with family and friends. That is, I think, for me, is the most important. My daughters live outside of the country and my grandchildren too. So I can communicate with them every day, but I don't have to abuse also in their time and my time, but I can be connected with them. So that is the advantage, the connections that we can have, like a social connections, but not too much, because we need also personal relationships, not just in social media. But I think that is for me the advantage that you can connect with friends and family that you have around the world or in another country, so you can keep in touch with them. Another maybe is that you can learn how to manage things, time. You can manage also what you can see, what you cannot see. So that is like gives you some awareness to choose better in life, not just in social media, but in life, but prepares to you like that.
And I think I could really agree to what you're saying about how you can connect with other people. Because for me, I have my sisters in Korea, and it's kind of sometimes I really feel they're not here, but because of social media, I can still call them, message them. And I also have friends outside of Guatemala, and I can still message them and talk with them how you're doing and everything, still keep the relationship. So I think that's just a really good advantage of social media. But of course, as you mentioned, it's important that we have a limit of using social media. So Mateo?
Do you think the information and the fact that we can inform ourselves with social media, we can read the news, etc., do you think that's also an advantage of social media?
Yes. Important topics also are good to be informed. But also we need to be careful also, because sometimes it can be just a lie and you're gonna believe that. So we have to double check with the source, not just in social media, but if you have in the social media, you have the real source, maybe it's true.
I feel that's really true. Social media is it's so good and everything, but it's also really dangerous because sometimes it provides false information, but then there's also with communication, people also do bullying, cyberbullying, and also they try to contact with other people in a dangerous way. So what do you think are those kind of dangerous things of like social media?
Yes, I believe that we need to be safe in social media. We have to protect ourselves first in social media. So posting too much about us can be dangerous. Also, posting about other friends or people that we know, a picture that maybe they don't agree that we can post. So we have to protect ourselves and others, especially because we know that if we upload or we post something in social media or in the web, it's going to stay there forever.
Yeah. And also another thing about like social media, as you just mentioned, like once it goes out, because it's so accessible for everyone just sees it at once. And even if you delete it, people will still remember, or they will take screenshots and share with other people. And I think that's just something really dangerous about social media.
We're not talking about cyberbullying and the harmful side of social media. How do you think we can stay protected from that?
Just not to share about a lot of you. Like just be careful with the things that you share, and also respecting others isn't like in real life. You have to respect others to gain respect.
That's true.
So that is the first thing. I believe that you need to respect others, so you're gonna be respected.
And also social media, like I think there should be a limit in how much you share your information. Many people just share how much they want to do, but that is so risky. So it's good that we have a limit, and also sharing what we want to show to other people. So as we mentioned, like about protecting ourselves and everything, but what do you think is also another way that we could protect our friends and also just being like responsible online?
Yes, I think we need to think twice. Don't just post whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just think twice or 3 times before posting. Think first that if this glorifies the Lord first.
Yes.
Second, is going to respect my friends. Or third, is important that someone needs to know this or not.
Yeah.
So you can make more questions before posting something. Don't post just at the. We have this be real that people just don't think and say, "Hey, be real," and they post whatever they want. But we have to be careful also. I think we need to be real, but not that situation. Yes.
Yeah. Social media also opens up a space for people getting their message across, and people reaching out for help and all that stuff. How do you think is a way we can connect with those people and talk to them?
Yes, I think it's a very useful tool these days. I didn't grow up with that tools before, but I think it's a very important. You can share the gospel, you can share good news, you can share your needs, you can share whatever, and you can help others.
Yeah.
That is a good thing, but also we have to be careful. That just think twice, think 3 times. And if you want to help, just also make sure that it's true, because can be a false information also again. So we need to be aware that also AI is very.
Oh yeah.
They are using a lot of the social media to edit, to make a new videos, a new post, and they are using AI. It's not real. So we have to be careful.
And I feel like what you mentioned also, like AI is such a big thing. AI has so much benefits, helps us with a lot of our works. But another thing is really also deceiving. And I feel like there were times, like I think one of my friends, she was on Instagram and contacting with her friends and everything. So I messaged her and everything, but I think it was a false account and it was something related with AI. And she was kind of scared through it. And I was like, be careful, because right now, because of so many changes and advancements right now, there's just so many new things that could like actually harm us. So like we have to be careful with that. So I feel like also we just mentioned a lot about like social media is good and everything, but also like about boundaries. So like you also mentioned a lot about like we should like be careful, limit ourselves. But what do you think is like that boundary? Like how much should we actually like protect ourselves from social media?
I know people is making a lot of money, like also, and that can be a job, can be a source for economic, and for a family, but we have to set limits. And the first that we need to think is glorifying the Lord. The thing that I am doing, just I am repeating the same. Today in the morning, I received this a training about technology and social media, and they were telling us that all the platforms, even some, I don't want to mention the brands or the apps or the platforms they mentioned, but they are collecting data, they are collecting your information, and that is dangerous. But we have to be careful. Just the limits is I can think just is glorifying the Lord. I am also aware that some kids play video games at night or online with that is a social media type, and they play with people that they don't know, and it's a risk. It's a risk. We can find some bad people doing bad things to the little ones. So that is a dangerous. Also, parents, they need to be aware of this and set limits of time, check the social media, check their posts. And I encourage to the teenagers not to have two accounts. One account for my dad and my mom can see, and one account that I'm hiding. And I just have with friends, close friends.
Oh, yeah.
That is not good because you're having a double life, even in social media. So I encourage you to have limits, it has to be with character and heart issues.
I know many parents, I'm sure they watch this podcast. So how will you recommend parents approach limits and boundaries with the social media and their sons?
Yes, as I mentioned, the parents has to be more involved and trusting your kids first. Trust, but also you have to be aware that it's not just your kids that are doing something wrong, but a lot of people around are sometimes guiding or giving ideas to do something, or even post this, and but they don't want to do it, but they are going to do your son or your kid doing that. So as a parents, we need to be very involved and check regularly what they are posting. They're having their passwords. It's just, can you give me your password? I'm not checking every day, but I want to check once a month or once a week. Just having like accountability. Also help your kids to have accountability. I remember sometimes telling the girls, please take down that story. Take down that post because that is not good. You're showing more of your skin, so please take out that post. So you have to be involved as a parent. And you're going to set the limits according to your criteria with your kids.
And I feel like another problem right now with social media is that like during the pandemic, there were so many kids who got into social media and using like electronics and everything. And there's a thing called like iPad kids or like iPad babies and everything. And because of that, I feel like so many people are just so addicted to social media. And they're also really addicted to trends. Like anything that's like trendy, anything that's popular, or like, let's do some videos, like, or let's post something about it. And because of that, people are getting like more and more into social media. And as parents, it's important that they limit the kids of using social media in a certain age. Maybe like start using social media when you're in high school or maybe in the end of middle school. Not too early, but not too late either. So I think as a parent, that's really important to give that limit or that balance.
Yes. I remember Facebook had this limit of age at 13.
Yeah.
Yes, so if you are 13 or more, you can have Facebook, but suddenly kids like from 7, 8 years old, they're having account in Facebook. So.
It's really shocking.
Yeah.
How do you think stepping from social media and taking breaks can help us move towards God?
Yes, I believe in this, like a diet in technology sometimes help, like a fasting in technology, because we can do other things. We can go outside, we can enjoy the nature, we can have games outside of social media or technology. So that is a good thing, like to know more about the Lord, about nature, the creation, enjoy life more, and have the sun light in your
Vitamin D.
yes, because as Gigi mentioned, the kids are so addicted to the iPads, and they cry if their parent took the iPad. Say So, yes, it's because this dopamine and everything, and this is very ¿cómo se llama eso? Pleasing.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine, yeah. And also, there's a huge issue going on related to social media. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So, how do you think kids our age, because it's an issue especially going on with people our age, can approach that fear of missing out, of not knowing what their friends are up to and all that stuff?
Yes, that is maybe a fear, not just because of the social media, but it's a part of the character too. And I think the social media causes also self-esteem, causes a lot of problems, and that can enhance that, ¿cómo dijiste? FOMO?
Yeah. FOMO.
Yes, but also happens without social media. People, it's not just a character thing, but maybe can be enhanced with the social media and this dependency of the social media and technology. So that is a help. Maybe if you put a diet, the limit, and you're gonna be fine. I experienced that with some students. I gave them a technology diet at the beginning of this year and last year with another students, and they were so thankful. Like said, "Thank you, Mrs. Morales. I enjoy walking my dog outside. I enjoy having time with my family, and not just spending time with my phone all the time."
Yeah. So we are drawing near the end of our episode. We always ask this before we finish. Ms. Morales, how can we pray for you?
Thank you. I always for my family. Thank you. And also my grandchildren. I always think about that they are growing in a new environment, new generation, new technology things, so they can be preserved and glorify the Lord, even at their young age. And also my family, the school, everything. Thank you.
Yeah. Would you like to finish this off?
So usually like we would have like a Bible verse just to end, and we didn't have like one plan, but I think a really good Bible verse could be Proverbs 4:23. It talks a lot about watching over our hearts with diligence and just to kind of like be careful of that. And I think social media, we have to be really careful about that. But I think that's just a Bible verse for today about social media.
Yes.
So
Also,
thank you, Misa.
glorifying our Lord is our purpose in life.
Yes. So thank you all for watching. This has been all for today. We hope to see you next week. And that's all for us today. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Good. Oh,
Yes.
in the script, you put me just 3 times. And then...